Welcome to Derryfield School and welcome to commencement. We are delighted to be together on this glorious day. It may be damp, but the sun has come out, and in New Hampshire we know that rain leads to verdant summer with flowers and certainly with blueberries. Welcome trustees, faculty, parents, grandparents, families and friends, and of course, welcome to the class of 2013. I have been so fortunate to know you as your teacher, your advisor, and as Lulu's mom. At the senior celebration in April, I told you that as the new head of school, I had learned that one of my duties is to sign diplomas to render them valid, and I had in fact decided not to sign your diplomas. The reason? It's simply not in the best interest of Derryfield School for you to graduate. I saw no upside to having this class leave Derryfield. This is a class composed of stellar, resilient people, of remarkable scholars, athletes, performers and artists, of hard workers who are curious about the world, of leaders who model humble service, of individuals who stand up for what is right, and of students of energy and enthusiasm. But mostly, this class is known for its kindness. You have been called the kind class by faculty and staff for years. In middle school, you were scolded for excessive hugging between classes and the tardiness that ensued. I remember your sweetness in 9th grade when you held an Old Girls Welcome the New Girls party in the fall of 2009. Newer classmates who have arrived since in the 11th or even in the 12th grades have publicly thanked you for your kind welcome and your lasting inclusivity toward them. Their senior prank was to surprise the faculty with kindness in the form of thank you posters and lunch for every upper school and middle school teacher. You quickly and humbly raised over $1,000 for the Boston bombing victims. You have created a culture. It's a culture that's in your class and that has emanated to the school, and it is marked by patience, by inclusivity, and by good humor. And you've modeled civility and intelligence. You wait for facts, you distrust assumptions, and you assume that radical hospitality is the right way to live together. You have become powerful by your example, and your choices have influenced the way that younger students interact at school. When a school is led by a senior class like this one, a remarkable tone is set. You instinctively understand that very wise line from the Derryfield Statement of Philosophy: academic achievement without compassion and concern for others is meaningless. That quote signifies such wisdom for so young a school. The founders started Derryfield to create a truly intellectual environment from the start. Notably, they founded a school in the second half of the 20th century, a century marred by genocide, and they knew the danger of amoral human achievement. As a result, compassion and concern for others is in Derryfield's DNA as well as in this class. You may be relieved to hear, though, class of 2013, that I changed my mind about the diplomas and you will be allowed to go to college. Good news? I signed them and I'll tell you why. You are prepared to bring the school's mission and values to the world, and the world needs you more than Derryfield does. The world needs you to go out and recreate the culture that you have known here out there. Independent schools and our sister institutions, liberal arts colleges, are sometimes criticized for not being the real world, for being idyllic environments. I've been fortunate enough to be a student and a faculty member in such places, and I reject that notion. I think it's critical to raise young people in places of enlightenment and civility and humanity, and to charge them to then bring those values out to the world. In Plato's allegory of the cave, only those individuals who've been out of the cave have seen the ideal forms and know that what is perceived as reality is not all that can be. They possess the vision of ideal forms rather than just accepting the perceived reality of the shadowy cave. How can one have vision without some experience with the ideal? You all have a vision of what community can be. The so-called real world is not a monolith. Rather, it's a series of small communities to which you will belong. Your dorm, your college class, and then eventually the people in your office, your apartment building, the people you commute with. We expect you to use what you have learned about creating a culture to shape your future communities. We haven't just educated you to go out and create a beautiful life for you and your family, though we hope you will do that too. You have had models of people whose passion is for making communities better, as a profession or as an avocation. Kimmy Weeks in Africa, Scott Borgeson in the Arctic, and Emma LeBlanc in Syria. All around us are adults who give, like Mr. Lockwood, who's given Derryfield 17 years of board service. And you know that the faculty and staff go above and beyond constantly because it is their way of making the world better through you. As my mother used to say when she dropped my siblings and me off at school, of those to whom much is given, much is expected. All this investment in you, by faculty, by staff, your parents, the donors who contribute to pay that part of your education that tuition doesn't, we have invested in you, helped you find your passions, and we believe that you are ready to lead and to do it within the communities in which you find yourself. So why should we allow this class to leave? Because while your departure is the school's loss, it is the world's win. You understand that which takes many adults a lifetime to understand, that compassion and concern for others is the whole ballgame. The faculty, staff, and parents have accomplished the mission in you. Derryfield School inspires bright, motivated young people to be their best and provides them with the skills and experiences needed to be valued, dynamic, confident, and purposeful members of any community. Go forth and build communities, class of 2013.